really don't know. I didn't even know who the Eternals were until the trailer.
Who are they actually?
They are a group that
Steven.
is. They're less. You know who the. Okay, so you know who the Celestials are, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the Celestials essentially are the. Okay, so the Celestials are kind of like the Destroyer. Like they're kind of like Galactus. They kind of. I'm not really sure about it, but they kind of want to destroy the world. Meanwhile, the Eternals are trying to stop the Celestials. It's kind of a whole concept that was created by Jack Kirby, and to be honest, I'm still not necessarily really positive I know a whole lot about the story, because I've only read like the first 2 issues of this, and I also have that Eternals issue 1 that you gave me when you and DJ were in California when he was visiting. You brought back that comic. You remember? Yeah, and you tried to find Blue Beetle.
I remember.
Yeah. Which, by the way, thank you for that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're very welcome.
And the Eternals movie is actually a good way for the Black Knight to appear as a character, because Black Knight has had an intimate relationship with one of the Eternals known as Circe, or Circe.
Like you and Mr. Negative.
What?
I said like you and Mr. Negative.
Thanks, man. Okay. No, but
I'm never gonna let you live that town.
So yeah, he has a relationship with Circe, who's one of the Eternals. So, and there is a possibility that he might appear. And the actor who plays Jon Snow in Game of Thrones is said to be a character in the Eternals. So I'm actually kind of happy about that. Moving right along here, I'm reading Ghost Rider, the revamped series from 1990, which includes my favorite version of Ghost Rider, Danny Ketch. Danny Ketch has always been my favorite Ghost Rider, just because his bike looks sleeker, and he actually has like that classic Ghost Rider look, like the leather jacket, like the gray pants, the the big thick leather boots, and.
But like how Nick Cage looked in the movie.
Yeah, I think. Wait, Nick Cage? Oh yeah. That was the look. That's the modern Ghost Rider look that we all know and love, and that came from this series with Danny Ketch. It wasn't even Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, same
exactly.
with the movie. Yeah, we all loved the movie.
Yeah, we did all love the movie. I still feel so bad that Nicolas Cage was wasted on such a good character, you know? I mean, they're both pristine characters, alright? Ghost Rider and Nick Cage could have, but I just feel like they could have done a little bit better with it. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, like Nick Cage, really?
Well, it wasn't the worst decision. Hey, Ryan Reynolds is Green Lantern. But then again, I know you aren't like as tough on the movie as you are as like everybody else is, and to be honest, I'm not either. It's just I feel like they could have like definitely changed some things. But okay, better analogy. Ryan Reynolds was Deadpool and Wolverine in the X-Men, and although he fixed it, we can't forget about it. So there were worse decisions made. Okay, hey, at least before Ghost Rider was everything, Wesley Snipes was Blade, and that was the best decision they had ever made, like Marvel had ever made in the 2000s, next to the X-Men. The X-Men was like another best decision they ever made, because that revamped superhero movies to like 11. Moving right along pretty smoothly and speedily here. I'm reading Immortal Hulk. Once again, beautiful art done by Alex Ross. Absolutely loving the way this comic looks. I'm not going to spoil anything because I'm really into this comic. I'm just going to let you guys read it for yourself, as well as Wesley. You should definitely read the story.
Well,
I am reading I'm reading 2 Morbius the Living Vampire stories. One from 2013, and then another one, which is the newer one from 2019. I'm reading both. I'm reading the 2013 first, and then I'm going to read the 2019 after that, because apparently the 2013 series runs all. Well, actually, no, it doesn't. It just runs the whole year. And then there was a new series brought on in 2019. So, yeah. Reading that, not going to really spoil it because I'm really into it. By the way, guys, the storylines that I'm really into, I'm not going to spoil because I would get into like hour-long conversations about it, and I just don't have the time to do that, or nor the throat strength to be able to do that, because right now my throat is already drying up, and I desperately need some water.
And your computer probably couldn't even hold it.
Yeah, no. I'm reading, moving right along pretty smoothly. I'm reading New Avengers. Once again, story done by Brian Michael Bendis, and the art is done by Dave Finch. Dave Finch is not my favorite comic artist, but he's not the worst I've ever seen. I mean, his art is interesting. His art is definitely something different, but it's not my favorite. And I'll show you a couple pictures of what his art looks like. It's okay. Also, I did forget to mention the fact that Eternals is the Eternals artwork is done by John Romita Jr. And Wesley, you probably don't know who John Romita Jr. is, but John Romita Sr. Did a lot of Spider-Man in the 70s. He did a lot of the Spider-Man art. His son, John Romita Jr., took up that same role in the 90s and did Spider-Man art in the 90s, as well as doing this stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
He recently returned to Instagram, which I'm happy about because he's been inactive for like goddamn 3 years, and I was really kind of disappointed about it. But now he's finally back, and I'm really excited. Moving right along, I am now also reading the 1985 solo run of Nightcrawler, which, by the way, the first issue cover is legit Nightcrawler dressed up like a pirate as well as in his suit with his swashbuckling blades, and he is fighting like a whole horde of pirates. I am already hooked. And the second issue is Jaws. It's the Jaws poster cover. I'm not even lying to you here. Like, this is really good. Oh, it's a 4-part miniseries. Never mind. It's not even a series. God damn it. I was really getting my hopes up on that one. I just now learned that. I'm reading Secret Avengers, 2010. Artwork done by Mike Deodato. And yep, Mike Deodato does artwork. Unfortunately, Brian Michael Bendis does not do the artwork for this, does not do the writing for this series, which I feel like was a missed opportunity. But you know what? It's perfectly okay because the series is really good. This team of Avengers has one of my favorite team-ups I've actually seen in a while, which is Captain America, Moon Knight, Nova, Black Widow, Valkyrie, Beast, and War Machine. Yeah. So essentially, they were able to replace Iron Man, Thor, and like Wolverine, and like Hank Pym, and just replace them with like perfectly viable characters like Valkyrie, War Machine, and Beast. And with the like added additions of characters like Moon Knight and Nova. I'm really enjoying the story. I think it's pretty good.
What's your rating of it?
My rating?
Like on a scale of Steven Comics, what's your rating?
Steven Comics, guys, this is my favorite rating. I always tend to go with a rating similar to this. I always rate comics like this, which I probably should have done for other comics, but I didn't because I'm like, I don't know.
But if you'd have to think out of a 10.
Yeah, so let's make it a scale of 1 to 10. So on a scale of 1 to 10 on reading recommendation of Steven Comics, I would definitely put this at a solid 8.5 out of 10. It's definitely worth your read. Alright, it's absolutely worth your read because it's a nice, fresh team of Avengers that normally aren't on the Avengers team, with excellent artwork done by Mike Deodato that's willing to get you hooked. It's an overall great read with great artwork. It really is visually attractive to the eyes, and I really like it. Moving right along, this is a comic I've already read. I've already finished it. It's a story arc called Secret War. Now, if any of you guys have played Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, the first portion of the game, a year before, the first prologue part of the game, and then the part right after, right before the Civil War portion of the game, like right before you have to go to Washington D.C. and fight like Titanium Man and protect like the Senate from Titanium Man. That whole portion, those whole two like levels, with the one in Latveria and the one in the subway tunnels and the ship where New York is getting bombed, that is actually the Secret War comic. Now, the Secret War, if for any of you have played Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, you already know kind of the gist of it. Essentially, a team of Marvel superheroes, I think it's consisting of, like, Daredevil, Spider-Man, Luke Cage, Nick Fury,
Spider-Man,
Captain America, Wolverine, and Black Widow are all, like, infiltrating Latveria. All right, it's a covert mission. Like, it starts off in this manner, and then we learn later on that Nick Fury found out, like, crucial information. By the way, this part right here, spoiler. So if you don't want to listen to this part, you can either take your headphones off, or you can just mute us, or you can skip over to around the 31.
Read the comic.
Yeah.
Pause this, read the comic, come back, and then listen to it.
Yeah. Or you can just skip over to around, I don't know, like maybe the 31 minute mark, because this isn't going to take long. I'm going to be as quickly as I can. So essentially,
26 right now.
Nick Fury finds out that they've always known that the tech criminals, like criminals that use tech, like highly advanced tech, were being supplied by a man named Phineas Mason. Phineas Mason is better known as the Tinkerer, and he is a man who builds highly advanced weapons for tech criminals, like the Scorpion, Electro, Diamondback, Wizard, Killer Shrike, Unicorn, Titanium Man, characters like that. He makes weapons for them, and as well as armor and like super suits. But what they didn't know, and what he recently found out at the point of this comic, was the fact that Phineas Mason was not only hiding out, but also getting his equipment from the Prime Minister of Latveria, who isn't even Dr. Doom. She's a woman named Lucia von Bardas. And under the eyes of Nick Fury, this is technically considered international terrorism, because Phineas Mason's tech is being sold off to the highest bidder in terms of supervillains, and these supervillains are terrorizing the United States or other parts of the world. So because of this, is considered international terrorism. But unfortunately, the U.S. government isn't willing to disrupt this, because they're trying to be friends with Latveria. They're trying to be friends with Dr. Doom and Lucia von Bardas. So Nick Fury, not like willing to take no for an answer, takes these group of superheroes, takes them to Latveria, and they destroy the castle and supposedly kill Prime Minister von Bardas. And then afterwards, he wipes their minds of the entire ordeal, so that way they don't even know it happened. They only have like brief flashbacks. Then a year later, on the anniversary of that day, which the superheroes don't even know about, a woman who is later revealed to be Lucia von Bardas, hospitalizes Luke Cage, and he is on the brink of his life. Like, he is about to die. And all the heroes eventually gather up, and a whole bunch of tech super criminals come in and attack these heroes who were part of that raid. And once all of them are defeated, it's revealed that Lucia von Bardas was behind the attack. She was the one that hospitalized Luke Cage, and she's now wearing like this suit of armor, because she didn't die, but she did turn into a cyborg because she was severely injured. And then she ended up becoming, and then she revealed that there are bombs, or there are like these Tesla coil reactors that are embedded in these tech criminal suits, that are set to detonate at her command. And together they turn into the world's most powerful bomb, and it is set directly on Manhattan, and it is about to destroy Manhattan. And luckily they're able to stop Von Bardas. Von Bardas is destroyed.
It's destroyed.
Yeah. And yeah, they didn't destroy Manhattan. Lucia von Bardas is defeated. She's destroyed. And the only supervillain to escape the suit before it explodes was a villain named the Scorcher, who honestly didn't even know that he was about to blow up. And then after the whole ordeal is over, Nick Fury reveals to everybody that he had wiped their minds clean of the ordeal, and Wolverine decides to stab Nick Fury to kill him, when it's revealed that the Nick Fury they had been fighting alongside the whole time and they had known was standing right in front of them was actually a life model decoy, and the real Nick Fury was in hiding because he was now a wanted criminal by the United States government and SHIELD.